Aha. Howdy folks, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. Got something cool today. This is an AR-18 parts set. Now I've got some things mixed up here. I've got some stuff I've had around before. I got this at a gun show not too long ago, and I got this at a gun show not too long ago, and I got this many years ago. This is my transferable machine gun AR-18 that's just in beautiful shape. Costa Mesa, California gun. It's yeah, I got it for $3,500, something like that. Now it's worth like 10 times that, just about. Crazy how this stuff is, but that's what happens when you you fix the supply and the demand increases. That's just basic economics. So anyway, the parts kit that came, it's kind of funny because they knocked out the taper pins to take the gas block off. Okay, here we go. And never gotten to play with one actually with the gas block unpinned, so that's cool. And this obviously was a real AR-18 machine gun, not the semi-auto. And what's interesting is, and I didn't know, that apparently they're made by Sterling in England. You know, there are 3 manufacturers of the AR-18. Costa Mesa, California, Sterling in England, and then Hoa, I don't know how the hell you pronounce it, in Japan. And I crack up. I talked about it not too long ago, the fact that all 3 of those places now, there's no way you could make a machine gun, you know, in California, Great Britain, or in Japan. It's just like, no way. But anyway, the cool thing about this, aside from the fact that it's a factory full auto, and by the way, you can tell because of this, the auto sear is in the upper on the AR. And it's funny because the lower is still considered to be the gun, just like an AR, a normal AR-15 M16. And so I guess you could theoretically take your full auto upper and put it in a lower, and I don't think anything's stopping that from happening. It does definitely have a different trigger. It won't go to the full auto position. But other than that, it's, you know, seems like it'd be pretty easy to convert one of these puppies. But we're not here to do that. We're just talking about this cool find of all these cool parts. And yeah, one thing I don't like about the AR-18 is the barrel extension is part of the trunnion. You know, it's just all hogged out, and it's kind of funny too. Funny, not funny. Well, I guess it's the same deal. On the ARs, they actually broach these rectangular cutouts, and I'm thinking, well, how do they broach it if it's all one piece? But that doesn't matter. When this barrel's not screwed in, you still got the same clearance, and it's probably still has the same little areas you can see where the threads just get hit on the tips of them by the broach as it cuts in there. But that's picky stuff that nobody cares about. So anyway, the barrel looks pretty good on this. Needs a finish. The whole parts kit is like you can see, it's black here where it's under the handguard, but everything outside it is just really rough looking. And look at all the dirt. I mean, physical dirt, not just like, oh, it's a little dirty. It's like earth. And also gotten the mount for the stock is broken. It looks like a brittle fracture, so that's kind of interesting, because, you know, this is all just bent up mild steel, I assume, but this looks like it might have been hardened, mainly so the pins that move in there can be nice and slick and move easily. So this came with a bunch of parts. I have a total of 3 complete, well, 2.5 complete bolts in here, and that's pretty awesome. This is, oh, you know what? It's missing that little spring-loaded plunger in there. Yeah, see that? This one has it. Who knows? It may be in here. This thing's, it's got all these little baggies. You can tell this thing's been around at the gun shows for a while, I guess. So that thing may yet be uncovered amongst the booty here. Pirate booty, right? Selector. Now, I don't know It says Sterling and Costa. I don't know if that's a full auto selector or neutered one. Brand new hammer, that's cool. Firing pin, extra firing pin, charging handle. That's the pivot for the stock. Another little butt pad. That's cool. These are neat. Everybody says, these aren't so great, but they're fine. I like the fact that they fold like they do. Spring opening rod. Oh, no, operating rod spring. I don't get it. There must be something else because must be up on here. Yeah, this is definitely lacking the rest of the gas system. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, these are cool in that the piston is fixed and the cylinder moves, and you got these little tiny gas rings on here. And you may wonder, why do they put gas rings? Well, remember how I was saying how dirty this thing is, and yet this is super clean, so that's kind of unusual. But that's maybe because the gas rings don't let the gas all blow back on here. It just goes and blows out of these vent holes. But I have not used gas rings in my designs, and neither does the AK. Somehow they work. Oh, here's another. I got 2 charging handles. I got a couple of these scope bases, and they're I don't like the looks of them. They're just kind of dorky looking, but they are cool. They've got this strange thing that I don't know who came up with this, but it's the way to get these to. It's kind of clever. It's what am I trying to say? It's an angle wedging into another angle. So when it's on there, it's very tight, very snug, and it's quick release. So you just move that out of the way and push it back. Of course, I'm not able to do it. No, there you go. Not too bad. It's this thing's dirty, so that might be part of it. But yeah, it's a good system. I just don't like the looks of this thing. I don't know if it just had some more angles or something. I'm just being picky. Anyway, yeah. What else we got? Oh, look at that! What the heck are those? Damn, this is a hell of a find. Oh man, and these are, as anybody who plays with AR-18s or AR-180s knows, these things tend to get destroyed. And here's a brand freaking new one. Wow. Yeah, these are. In fact, this gun I have right here is missing this. It goes in that hole right there. I have this modeled up in CAD, and I'm supposed to actually do a run of these because they're pretty simple once you've got a laser cutter and some steel and a way to bend them up. But I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this little plunger. It's got a spring-loaded plunger. There's a little pocket in there and a little tiny cross pin. It's just be so much better if they could just use a torsion spring. But I have a feeling that there's not a whole lot of clearance in there. But I will look at it. So what the heck is this? Didn't see these in the back. Oh, just a cleaning kit. Does a cleaning kit live in the buttstock somewhere? Anyone know? You AR-18 freaks? AR-180, whatever. Yeah, AR-18 is the machine gun. AR-180 is the semi-auto. Gas rings. Another recoil spring or 2. That's good. That's pretty nice. Anti-walk pins. All right, well, I think I've seen about all of it. Now, I guess because this was an illegal machine gun that somebody had running around, who knows? I'd love to know the story on this. Was this used in the Troubles in Ireland and got smuggled back, or who knows? But it's definitely been torch cut, receiver, missing pieces. But I'll be able to bend up my own stuff and weld it in. And now this, I don't even know why. Well, I don't know why you cut the upper, because again, the lower is the gun. So this has been chopped up and it's gonna need some help, but I've already been modeling this and I'm gonna make something to help weld that on there. Anyway. All right, well, got any questions? Let me know in the comments. If you're an AR-18 or AR-180 fan, let me know. I think it's a cool find here. And I'm looking forward to building this thing up someday. Kind of got a lot of other projects backed up. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Appreciate you as always. I'll catch you next time. I've been wanting to get this off my plate for a little while. This is a review that One Leaf gave me this cool night vision scope. This is the Commander NV500, and it's got a lot of great features, and you definitely see in the dark with it. But I don't like it. I know that sounds really weird, but I don't know, my old eyes, I have a really hard time seeing the little tiny TV screen that's in there. And I told the guy, I said, man, I don't like this thing, and I don't want to say bad things about it. So can I just return it? And he's like, yeah. And he gave me this UK address. I'm like, yeah, it's a real pain in the butt. You got, is there a plan B? And he goes, just keep it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's standing behind your stuff and being cool to I don't know, whatever you want to call me for being a maniac who can't figure out how to deal with something that just can't see well. Anyway, so I'll show you the website here. Shows you the main features of this thing, and it's, for the money, it does a lot of stuff. It's a good bang for the buck, and it just wasn't my thing. Sorry there, One Leaf, but anyway, check them out. They're definitely a company that stands behind their product. I appreciate that, and maybe it's a cool thing for you if it's in your price range and does what you want it to do. Check it out. The Commander NV500.